it's hard playing quarterback in the NFL? To all my viewers out there that actually play quarterback in any level, and those of you that play in the NFL, hey, let's do a collab. I played quarterback in high school, and no, it wasn't great. I basically was the glorified cannon. I had no accuracy or size. I had the size of weight, but I didn't have the size of height. Basically, I was Jared Lorenzen and Doug Flutie fused into one. And funny enough, I also did wear 22. Henceforth, I'm wearing this jersey now for this check. I'm kind of intentionally avoiding the conversation is because, well, we're talking about the Indianapolis Colts. So, the Indianapolis Colts was a team that I predicted have an 8-9, 7-10 record, and lo and behold, they had an 8-9 record. So, this is one of the few times where I'm right. I was right. But sometimes being right and being a loser is still the same thing. The Colts were an 8-9 team, and honestly, I was more hopeful that Anthony Richardson would have succeeded and become better. But he didn't. Matter of fact, I think he has gotten worse. I am sadly on the verge of putting Anthony Richardson in the same cusp as Dwayne Haskins, God rest his soul, in the notion of great in college, but maybe we were just too high on our own supply to evaluate it. I mean, when Richardson got drafted, it was literally after what Jalen Hurts did for Philadelphia. His athleticism, his cannon, his mobility, how a lot of offense are not afraid to let the quarterbacks run and going, oh my God. So I think that was why, and I kind of felt the color kind of a little bit different. Like I really felt like there was like me a sniper sight on the general manager saying, make the pick. And they did. So yeah, didn't really like that too much. Didn't like that too much. So the season for the Colts, man, it's just Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson, makes you realize, wow, very much like the Saints, you guys abused Andrew Luck and you lost him. Because let's be real, how many people would really believe that Andrew Luck would one still be playing, and the Colts probably would not be in the situation? Honestly, I think the Colts probably would have at least gone to a Super Bowl. Maybe not won it, but I think they probably could have gone to a Super Bowl with Andrew Luck. I mean, he was close multiple times. So, especially before Mahomes got involved, maybe Andrew Luck could have been the guy first. Hell, we might have been talking about Colts and Chiefs. In the same category, we talk about Bengals and Chiefs and Ravens and Chiefs and basically anyone else that faces the Chiefs. Plus, it would have made the AFC South more competitive. Andrew Luck and CJ Stroud. Oh my God, look at the story we would have told. Trevor Lawrence versus. Oh my God, the story we would have told. But sadly, sometimes the NFL is not for long, and a lot of it is not by choice. A lot of it is based on, dude, I don't want to die. And I think we all have to look at the Colt organization and basically say, it is your fault we don't have Andrew Luck anymore. It's your fault. But like most politicians, they will ignore it and move away from it and not say anything about it publicly and then blame basically their fans, their voters behind closed doors. Because no one wants to openly admit they made a mistake. But you're close. Even though you guys went through a quarterback carousel, so you guys were very close to making the playoffs. And the way the Texans almost blew away their chances, it makes it how close they were. So close for. Let's talk about your best game. Week 11 versus the Jets. This is another video where there are times trying to find their best and worst game, and sometimes just like 0.01, 0.02 to determine which is considered the best. I think the reason why I picked this game the Jets weren't that good either. It was a 1-point victory. It was probably Anthony Richardson's game that made Colts fan be like, okay, he was 20 of 30, 272 and a touchdown. They came back to win it. You know, it was a 1-point game. Yeah, I think this was the game because, I mean, according to the stats here, Taylor only had 57 yards rushing. So it wasn't like it was Taylor taking all the pressure away from Richardson. No, Richardson really had to play quarterback to get the Colts this victory. And yes, it's the Jets. I know, the Jets suck. We'll talk about the Jets one eventually. But still, comeback victory, 1-point victory on the road. This to me felt like, okay, we're getting close to 500. We're not quitting. To me, this was the game that was, for me, Richardson is okay. Richardson is progress. Richardson, we're fine with Richardson for now. Let's see how the season goes. We're okay. And that's why I think it's their best game, because to me, it gave some skeptics of Richardson at least a week to be like, still needs a work in progress, but yeah, he didn't look that bad against the Jets. He let it come back. He let a victory. We'll take it. We'll take it. So that's why it's the best game. It gave Colts fans hope. But then, like most hope, sometimes funny story, their worst game is week 17 at New York again. This time against the Giants in a 45-33. Now, this is a game I can honestly say to myself, this is also the Giants' worst game. I'm not going to say that. I could probably still change that onto the video. I can do whatever I want. Free will. It's like butterfly wings. The 45-33 beat down by the Giants. The reason why that's your worst game is, well, the Giants were a 2-win team. And you guys were still trying to find a way to get to the playoffs. Maybe even find a way to steal the division from the Texans. This is one of those games this late in the season where it's like, you should have this win. This should be a must win. And maybe for whatever reason, you guys thought the game was going to be easy. I mean, we've seen matchups where a team feels overly confident and they get smacked in the mouth. We've seen it. But this was a game where you're like, guys, I mean, if it was like a 17-13, 17-16 loss, I'd be like, okay, you guys lost that. No, 45-33 means that you guys were fighting. You guys are throwing punches. You guys are connecting on your hooks and your combinations. But for whatever reason, your defense, boxing terms mainly, was not working. Looking at the stats here, you guys had 446 yards of offense versus the Giants' 389. So you guys had way more yards. You guys nearly had, what, almost 8 minutes more of time of possessions? And you had almost 10 more first downs. But what happened here? This is what happened. 3 turnovers to the Giants, 0. Turnovers will kill any football game. Regardless of your record, regardless who's your MVP, regardless how many rings you've been winning before that time, turnovers will destroy one game, and sometimes one game is enough to basically crack, snap, gone your season. Flacco was just starting quarterback at the time, which I feel like says more about, okay, we got Flacco, because Richardson couldn't do it. All right, that's good to know. Oh, who we're playing against? Drew Lock, who was 17-23 for 309 yards and 4 touchdowns. So Drew Lock was basically auditioning for a starting job somewhere, or at least just on a roster. Taylor had 32 carries for 125 and 2 touchdowns. So it's like, wow, you guys had all this and you guys still lose. Why? Because the turnovers. Now, with this game, the game would have made you have a winning season at the end, 9-8 at least. But I felt like this was a game where it's like, guys, more than likely probably should have had this. This should have been a win. And honestly, that just says you guys are not ready. The Colts are not ready to return to the postseason. The Colts are not ready to return to the conversation of postseason aspirations. They're not. They're not. And that's a sad truth. And this game, funny enough, both against New York teams, just showcase, not yet. You guys are not ready yet. Go back to the bench. It's not your time. MVP for the Colts. We'll go to Jonathan Taylor. He had 1,400 yards, rushing, 11 touchdowns. He was really the only reason why probably the Colts actually had, 8 wins. He was the big factor of that. Now, granted, I just said about the Jets game where it wasn't him, but Jonathan Taylor, even if he's not getting the yard, he still has the attention. Jonathan Taylor, for all his, ups and downs with the organization not paying him, being dicks to him, he still put out, which makes you wonder, like, man, just so close to be good. I thought the Colts defense was striving the right direction too, but this whole thing just felt like, how much do Colts fans think this might be Richardson's last year to prove his worth before the Colts make a drastic decision next year in 2026 draft, or 2026 NFL draft? Yeah. Does anyone feel that way? Because I kind of feel that's the way it's gonna go. If Richardson does not produce and win 6-7 games as a starter and doesn't keep getting hurt or keep making excuses or just cause him to be benched, does any Colts fans out there believe that this upcoming season is Richardson's last year to prove it? Because I think it is. And I don't know how many quarterbacks are at the top of my head right now in call that could potentially be considered a threat, but Richardson was a stretch that even people in Florida were like, "We really want him in the first round? Really?" Like I said, I feel like they were threatened to pick him. So we'll see. We'll see what the season comes up, what Richardson's going to do. I feel like it's doom and gloom for him, which, even with all that, the grade I give you guys, Jonathan Taylor MVP, which was expected, but still great. Better luck next year. Better luck next time. It's not a failure season. You guys got 8 wins, and you had a quarterback carousel, and yes, you had some bad losses at the worst time. I get it. But you were so close to potentially making the playoffs, or at least have a winning season, that I cannot give you guys a failure, even though I feel like your front office and your quarterback room is a failure. It's really, really, really atrocious. I'll give you guys better luck next time, because you guys were close. And sometimes being close is a victory for a season that wasn't successful. So, better luck next time is the grade I give you guys. Now, for your draft picks, I am going to go old school. I remember you guys had great tight ends. Out of context, that sounds really kind of gross and very perverted. That's not what I mean. So the draft picks I pick is Ty Warren from Penn State, Loveland from Michigan, and Revel the corner from ECU. I'm a little bit biased towards him because I feel like a nice strong corner will help out against your receiving threat you're going to deal with in the AFC South now. But Ty Warner I'm more interested in because of what he was able to be utilized, kind of like a Taysom Hill in college, that I feel like he's the Swiss Army knife. Can you imagine how dynamic it would be with Taylor and Warren? And then we put Richardson in and maybe don't have to make him pass, maybe make him run. Like, it just feels like Ty Warner is that Swiss Army knife that basically is like, okay, he's a more sharpened Taysom Hill, except he's not a quarterback. He actually has a tight end, so actually he's built for contact. Interesting. Excellent. Smithers! No, so I'll be more inclined to get the Warner to be the new focal plus. A Colts in a 44 sounds great, even though Frank already has 44, so hit him a different number. But it doesn't matter. The fact is that Ty Warner could help out the offensive woes when Richardson looks to be lacking, because Ty Warner athleticism at Penn State could be, a diamond in the rough that could help him. So I'm kind of leaning towards that pick for the Colts in the draft. But like I said, they could trade it. They could go a different direction. And like I said, we're midway through March, and who knows? Nothing, a lot of craziness been happening lately. So we'll see. And that basically sums up the Colts. Yeah, that's why I feel like, not the most cleanest of segues, but yeah, the Colts. Bad. Now we're going to talk to, not bad, but anyway, we're going to talk about the Texans next, okay? And it was a very choppy ending way to the video, but we're talking about the Texans, who they went through receiver hell, and as in that, the Grim Reaper came due, and he took all of them. And some of them did not deserve the devastating injury history they had in the past few seasons, but they did. So we'll see what the Texans do. They still won the division. They still did their thing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens moving forward, but we'll talk about them next time. So until then, I'm Cortez, and I'm a critic. Thank you so very much for watching.